Welcome to the United Champions Review. I'm going to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. I was looking forward to Night of Champions because I wanted to see what was going to happen with Sting. I felt that when it came down to it, the person that was going to be fucked the worst here was going to be Seth Rollins. There's no way Seth was going to be treated well in this situation. I felt he was going to be badly bitched out. And to a certain extent, he was. And I know a lot of people who like Seth Rollins going to say, no, the man just got one of the best rubs you can ever think of. Honestly, no. He did not get the best rub. Because if he got a best rub, he would have been allowed to end this situation he's in with the Authority. Because when it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, the Authority gimmick is over for him. He needs to move on. But when you see that what happened with Sting and what happened with John Cena, it's just ugly to see the situation with Seth and what happened to Sting himself. But let's look at the rest of the show. Generally, the show had some good matches in it. Generally, I enjoyed it. Was it all great? No. The opening of the show. Well, before that, I'm going to say how I feel about what's going on with the Ascension and Stardust. Let's be honest here. They're doing something with them, but the gimmick is because of the face paint. And I felt they could have done something more because between all three of them, between Victor, Cody, and Connor, the one that should be spotlighted the most is Cody, and they're doing nothing with him. And this I didn't care about it. I saw the match with the Lucha Dragons and Neville, and it was nice to see that they're still being shown, but the person there that needs something better is Cody Rhodes. I just feel like he's just being left on the wayside. Now the first match, which I was quite surprised because I really thought, this is what I thought. I thought John Cena and Seth Rollins were going to be first because Seth is going to have 2 matches in a night. He needs time to rest. No. We got an IC Championship match as the first match of the night, and I thought maybe they might put the IC Championship match in the middle of the card. They actually put it first. And I felt very like, what the fuck are they doing here? I was not sure how to feel about it. But the right person did win. Ryback didn't need to retain here. And it was Kevin Owens that needed to win. But my question is this to you, ladies and gentlemen. And it wasn't a bad match. Do you actually believe that the WWE is going to push Kevin Owens like we hope they will? Because I don't think they're going to do much with Kevin. He may be stuck in mid-card hell with that title. Kind of like what happened with Cesaro. I mean, Cesaro didn't have the IC belt, you know what I mean, but you get what I mean. Really do much with him. Now here's something that really I didn't care at all about. Even though it was stupid and it gave people something, I didn't care. Because one person wasn't there. Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler. Now it's obvious Lana broke her wrist when she was in training. I actually had to go and check the wiki to find out did she actually hurt herself, and she did. The problem here is this. Lana, I believe, was scheduled to have a match between her and Summer Rae. I do believe that. Because this is only about Lana and Summer Rae. Rusev is an afterthought here. The person that's getting the most play here is Dolph Ziggler. But the person everybody wants is Lana. So the kicker here is Lana being home with a busted wrist is actually not very good because Lana could have been doing something. Unless she really got hurt or there was some type of other matter, she should have been there. But without her there, it doesn't feel interesting using Summer Rae. I'm sorry. Butterface, as the Slug Daddy would say, was not enough here to make this compelling. Doing earrings with that Butterface, I mean, I don't really care about having I don't mind her face. She has a nice looking body. Her face isn't that bad to me personally. But she's not enough and not compelling enough. She just isn't. I'm sorry. Summer Rae is just not that right now. So this ending segment where Summer Rae was so angry at the freaking ref because Rusev was losing, she throws a shoe that... Throwing a shoe at a freaking ref. Are you serious? That is stupid. Throwing a shoe at a ref and hurting Rusev, going, what the fuck? And then losing that way, it's stupid. It progresses the storyline they're trying to show, but I don't care about Dolph being with Summer Rae. I care about Dolph being with Lana because I want to see Lana face Summer Rae and Dolph Ziggler and Rusev being at ringside. That's what I really wanted. So, really? Now here's another really. The Wyatts versus Mini Shield. And the person, I can't remember the guy, it's not Byron Saxton. I keep forgetting the other guy, the guy with the heavy tattoos. I always forget his name. But he said something that made me very interested and was so compelling, because when Renee Young asked this guy, he said, who you believe they're going to pick? And that's the Shield. He said the most toughest guy you could think of. Family. Freaking Samoa Joe. Of course, Samoa Joe's not related to either Dean Ambrose or Roman Reigns. But it would have been such an incredible dynamic of having a guy who is a former ROH guy, a former TNA guy, a former full independent who had kept his freaking name and now just got his name dropped at the freaking panel between Renee Young, Byron Saxton, and Booker T and that other guy. I always forget his name, Tom something, I believe. But, dude, I was looking forward to it. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was looking forward to it. I was hoping it was Samoa Joe. That would have made the explosion even more impactful than Chris Jericho. And don't get me wrong, Chris, I'm glad he came back. It was a good dynamic. The people popped the hell for him. But I felt Samoa Joe would have been a better and more stronger person to put. Anyone else, I understand you may not believe Samoa Joe is a great talent, but I believe because he's so unique and so rare to see in regular television, I believe he would have been better. And I believe he would have had a better payout. But it's because of Chris Jericho and his ego, they lose. And now he has an attitude between Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. My guess is Roman Reigns. But I don't even know if they're even going to go. I don't know if they're going to go there with Chris Jericho. This could be a one moment time that he does this. The Shield gets fucked over. And the Wyatts, who I really believe Bray Wyatt didn't really gain anything here. Braun Strowman was the one who gained because he's the one who wiped out Chris Jericho with that bear hug of his. That's the only person that really got anything out of this. And we still don't have anything with Bray Wyatt. I just feel sorry for him. Next, New Day versus the Dudley Boys. There was some very nerve-wracking moments in this match. One of them was, if you didn't notice, Biggie Langston, I mean, when it looked like with Kofi Kingston, he really looked like he might have kicked Bubba Ray in the head kind of hard. And at the end of the match, he was saying, hey, someone hit me in the head with his knee. You saw him gesturing to Devon. Now, I believe that was Kofi Kingston. Now, that doesn't make me feel very good. But what's worse is freaking Biggie Langston going at the wrong angle and literally tumbling off Bubba Ray, flipping his entire back and neck straight back, jacking his shit. What the fuck? That was a bad botch. That was not a good botch. If he had landed straight on his stomach, it would have been better than him rolling off him and making his neck and his back arch the way he did. What the fuck? That was a bad match. But I still love New Day though. With those two botches from Biggie Langston and Kofi Kingston and that little smack, I mean, Kofi smacked the shit out of Devon on the back of his head. He legitimately pissed his ass off. Those are one of the moments I did enjoy. The trombone from Xavier Woods. You know, I still don't love the gimmick, but I love that these guys are making it work. And it is making me laugh. I want to see these motherfuckers mean, dangerous, but they still make it work. And I commend New Day. I commend Biggie Langston. I commend Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They are stuck with such a bad gimmick. And I hate the freaking gimmick, but they made that shit work and it makes me laugh. And I'm happy about it. But they still botched their asses off in this match. I just hope Bubba Ray didn't mess up his neck because Biggie Langston tumbled off him the way he did. That is a 300 plus man on another 300 plus man at an angle where he's not supposed to bend like that. Okay. let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. Charlotte versus Nikki Bella. I had considered leaving this as the last thing, but let's be honest, you know what this has to be about. But Charlotte Flair in a good match with Nikki Bella. But I gotta say this, and especially for the Bella fans, especially for a Nikki Bella fan, I feel sorry for all of y'all. I gotta say it like that. I feel sorry for Nikki Bella fans. I know that Nikki Bella fans watching my reviews. I know many Nikki Bella fans who watch my review on Nikki saying that it would be better if she left to get some better respect and more training. Because let's be honest, she did well in the match. But compared to Charlotte, she is not in Charlotte's league. I'm sorry, she isn't. But I'm not taking anything away from Nikki. She did a good job. But here's the thing. They made a huge stink about this. And I remember the Slag Daddy saying he loved seeing the Bellatron, and he thought that was a different way of doing things. And yeah, it was. But let's be honest, this was really a smack in the face to all AJ Lee fans. And this is also a smack in the face for all Nikki Bella fans. Because look, it's 301 days. She lasted. She was 64 days short of a year. That in itself, usually you don't get it that far with any of the divas. But let's be honest here. Did she do any good things that you guys liked? Next to her sister, having that feud with her where there should have been a Bella versus Bella around maybe 2014 TLC, where Brie Bella should have had a facing of Nikki Bella for that belt. And Brie should have won it. We didn't get that. We got Nikki doing the most ridiculous mess. And then they tried to justify it on Total Divas. And if you saw some of what's going on with Total Divas, Nikki's tired as fuck because she couldn't handle the stress of being a champion. To be honest, you know the reason why she held that title so long. And it's because they wanted to hold the title because they wanted to break AJ Lee's record. I feel sorry for Nikki for the simple reason that she really didn't have a great run with it. She didn't have any great storylines. She may have had something in Total Divas, but then the last couple of weeks it came out that she was freaking tired because they were running her freaking ragged. So I didn't really see anything good for her. And I feel sorry for her. She has good talent. She's a decent talent in the ring. She's a decent talent when she talks. And oh, I have to say it. That nipple slip. Thank you, Nikki. Even though it showed the same color as her sister, it was nice to see. And let's see if she's going to get fined because essentially her titty was almost coming out of her bra. And she didn't realize it until after she had pounded a Charlotte. Thanks, Nikki. I did like the nipple. Now let's move on to the last two matches of the night. And pretty much we had 6 matches, not counting the pre-show, which I did talk about a little bit. John Cena and Seth Rollins, and Sting. I'm not going to do blow by blow. You know who won what. But here's the question. Why couldn't Seth retain the US Championship and have a fight with John Cena over it? Admittedly, right now, Seth Rollins can do a rematch with John Cena, which I believe they're not going to go there with John. I believe 100% John Cena and Seth Rollins really won't face one another. I don't think Seth Rollins is going after the US title because he kept the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. He really doesn't give a fuck about it. And I don't think the WWE is going to care about it either. I'll be surprised if they continue with Seth and John Cena. I believe they're going to do something with Seth and Sting. But why not have Seth lose to Sting and then let him keep the title for the US? And you could have still done something with John, and you could have still done something with Seth. By doing it this way, you already bitched out Seth badly. I believe you made it worse. And I know a lot of people are going to say, dude, are you fucking serious? Seth Rollins got a great rub from Sting, and he had a good match with John Cena. No, he didn't. Seth Rollins was bitched out by John Cena. No matter how well the match went, we knew John Cena was always going to rise to the occasion and kick his ass, which he did. He kicked his freaking ass. He didn't even look like he was even losing. And that's John Cena. And then at the end of the match, when it was all over, John beating up on Seth, throwing him back in the ring. This was a bitch slap to Seth Rollins fans, because you should have had Seth Rollins at the very beginning of the show instead of Ryback and Kevin Owens. It should have been Seth Rollins and John Cena, where you could have allowed Seth to have rest. And it'll show that you care about him. Next to needing rest after having 2 matches back to back, or just 1 match. It's hard doing matches. It would have looked better for Seth to have the match in the beginning of the show and the match at the end of the show. You doing it back to back bitched him out. And if anyone tries to justify it, you better explain it to me, because they bitched him out badly. But then, worse yet, you let him face Sting, who we really know needs to be WWE World Heavyweight Champion. We need something different, and damn, Sting deserved that freaking... He deserves that fucking belt. After all these years, this is a smack in the face to Sting wrestling fans, because let's be honest, one of the reasons why Sting didn't want to go to the WWE, because he didn't feel like he was going to be treated well. Look what happened with Booker T around 2002 or 2001 in the middle, when he went up against The Rock, when he walked up to him, and what did fucking Rock say? Who the hell are you? This is a fucking slap in the face to anyone who loves WCW and Sting, because now he's a 2-time loser. He's a 2-time freaking loser. What has Sting done? He didn't win his match against Big Show. He didn't win his match against Triple H. And now he didn't freaking win his match against Seth Rollins. Why the fuck do we care about him? Just because he's a big name? Because he was once one of the best wrestlers there was? He now lost 2 freaking times back to back. And he never had a chance to win his match against Big Show. Why the fuck do we care? Why the fuck do we care about the WWE now? This is fucking stupid. What should have happened is this. I'm going to repeat this. John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins beats John. I don't care if it was semi-clean or it was dirty. He beat him to retain the title. And it should have been in the beginning of the show. And they could have built up to Sting. Built up to him. Then by the end of the show, Sting faces Seth Rollins. And then he wins. And he deserves what he gets. So, really, that's what should have happened. We got this bullshit. And I don't even know what's going to happen on Raw today. This is some stupid bullshit. This doesn't justify Seth Rollins keeping the title. It doesn't exonerate him either. It makes him look bad. And I'm not meaning a good heel bad either. This was really a good show to a certain extent, but the ending was crap. And oh, I almost forgot. The lovely ending between Charlotte Flair and her dad. I loved seeing Ric Flair so happy to see his daughter win. I'm sorry I didn't mention because of what happened with Nikki Bella. But it made me feel good to see Nikki Bella turn her title over to someone who really seemed to be the perfect person to take over, even though Nikki did seem to be fucked over pretty badly in this situation. But seeing Ric Flair so freaking happy, seeing he genuinely was happy to see his daughter win a real title in this company, made me feel good. I don't know how far they're going to push a Charlotte Flair, but I'm telling you honestly, I'm glad to see her there. But I'm still mad that Team Bad is being thrown to the wayside, and my Naomi, my Tamina, and the Sasha Banks is considered bullshit. But this is my point of view on this pay-per-view. What is about yours? What is about yours? What is yours? So I hope you enjoyed the Zane view. Please give me a comment below. I'll be getting my Raw review out as soon as possible. You guys have a good day and have a good night. Peace out!